What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zebec today, ZBCN. It is the 6th day of December, and here we are sitting at about $0.0028 with 8 hours and 57 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Okay, here we are. Looking at this, I'm starting to wonder if we have in fact found support, if this is the area that we do find support and we do recover from, or do we actually go lower? What were we right in assuming that we go lower? We'll see. We'll see. Right? Bitcoin's giving me some faith that we found a low down here, so that makes me a little optimistic that other altcoins can find support as well. But we can see Bitcoin move up and Zebec moves down, and Zebec still is fine and moves up higher later. You know, it's okay. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame and then we'll zoom out from there. Okay, 1 hour time frame here. Looking at this, we're just starting a new hour. Look at how we closed the last hour. That's actually a very nice close. You broke out, back tested with that wick, and then came all the way back up. That's actually really nice, furthering the idea that we probably do find support here, honestly. 1 hour RSI breaking out of its downtrend, looking good here. Stochastics look good, and the MACD, I mean, you're shaping up to break above the zero. Maybe you see a little bit of turbulence. Maybe, in fact, you just move sideways for a little bit, but I would assume this presses higher. So this is a good look on the 1 hour on the 1 hour time frame. We look at the 4 hour, and you're looking at the double bottom potential here of this overall W shape. I mean, getting above this high right here, we get above this high, you guys, we're basically certified. We're going to get above this high right there, right? A move, in other words, if we're looking at this right now, a 11% move would then imply that we see something from here that's greater than 30%, probably. 11% from here would generate an overall move that is over 30%. Likely, a price above here would implicate prices above here, okay? Looking at the 4 hour time frame, I do like the RSI. It could be better. It could be better, but I do like it. I like that we found support not in the oversold zone, but out of the oversold zone. Rejected the 60. That's no fun, but we were oversold before. We were deeply oversold before. Now we're not even getting oversold. It seems as though we have this trajectory of higher lows. I like that. That looks good. It looks productive and constructive, and I would assume that we continue likely to a higher high, and at that point, we're either going to the overbought zone or into it. You know, we're either going to reject off of it or get into it. I would hope that we do get into it. If we do, that would definitely correlate with a move that breaks us out of this high, maybe even out of this zone overall. Stochastics are reset. We're ready to go. You actually pushed all the way from your high and down, and you didn't go anywhere. You didn't even get a lower low. You're just right here, so that's nice. I would like to see you cross out of the oversold area, and we should get that in the next 54 minutes. We should have the blue out. Maybe the next 4 hour time frame will provide that the orange gets out of the oversold zone as well. Whenever I say the blue gets out, that's the blue oscillator. The orange gets out, that's the orange oscillator. Oscillator is these lines. That's these lines. They oscillate between each other. One's up, one's down. They oscillate between each other. Anyways, MACD on the 4 hour. That's kind of useless. I mean, you've got a nice trajectory with your oscillators, but nothing really suggestive there, honestly. Daily time frame. It's not even bearish. Like, yes, the oscillators rejected the zero, but your rejection wasn't really that much of a rejection, and you built some bearish momentum, but you didn't really go anywhere, right? Like you literally actually got, I think, no, it is a lower low, and you have or a higher low, and you have higher lows here, so it's not really helpful. It's just not helpful at all, especially with this choppy price action. Daily time frame like this, stochastics have reset. The MACD is touching right now, and this is actually a good point to provide a false cross on the daily MACD. So if we can move up from here, that'd be a really good look. I'm seeing a lot of signals here that are suggesting we are at a low point. The RSI is the one thing that's got me a little bit not confused, was concerned. Concerned is the right word. You know, if we're bouncing off the 40, that's great, but bouncing off the 40 and then rejecting the 50, that's not good. We need to bounce off this 40 now, and we need to get above the 50. And to do that, we basically need to close green today at least, and then continue to close green as the days go on, right? We can close green, red, whatever, but as long as we're consistently building, because if we do, good, we're bouncing off the 40, good, bouncing off the 40, getting above the 50, we're no longer living in this area of the oversold area and below the 50. You know, if we can get up here, that's good. That can promote readings to the overbought zone. But if we don't hold support here, if we do break through, we likely go to the oversold zone. And if we do go to the oversold zone, I mean, the stochastics can grow lower, the MACD can further its bearish momentum, and we could definitely see lower prices. if we don't close today green, the likelihood that we go down to 00265 to 00228 goes up tremendously. If today closes green, this area is more or less taking a back seat as far as the statistical probability goes. But if today closes red, the statistical probability that we go somewhere in this area goes up tremendously. Okay, so closing today green is a good goal to have based off the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame. I see no reason why we shouldn't do that. And then going into next week, I would very much expect that we do recover. How high do we go? I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if we were above this high, above 00362 by the end of next week. Now, do we close above this? I don't know, but I would assume that we get above this price by the end of next week. Maybe we're right here by the end of the week. Maybe we're all the way up here by the end of the week. You know, this thing can move very fast when it wants to, but I do assume at the moment that we are going to find support here. If I'm wrong, we should find support somewhere around 0026, something like that, 00268, something like that. I got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves. Thank you all for being here. We're expecting big things out of Zebec over the coming weeks and months. We should be moving up higher, up to like 3 to 4.5 cents. That's the expectation. And I'm not seeing anything. I mean, let's just see here real quick. Hold on. I don't like that we broke out of the uptrend. We're at the 40 to find support. We found support here before. Stochastics are ugly, but technically bullish here. Getting out of the oversold zone on the weekly is not a small feat, that's for sure. We still have 1 day and 9 hours left in this week, too. See if we can close it green. And your MACD is totally reset back at the 0 here, and you're decaying in bearish momentum. So I really do think that we're at a low point. This next move, this next phase up is definitely closer to happening than it is to not happening at this point. Can you guys imagine? Just imagine being back here in May. We're at the highs. I thought that we'd consolidate for a month or two, and then we'd move back up. I thought, but man, here we are, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. It's been like 7 months, man. Maybe like 6 months. We're definitely ready. We're definitely ready. It's gonna happen. Just be patient. All right, take care. Bye-bye.